Good evening, Facebook friends. Alex here along with
Janine.
And Brandon behind the camera, and we are here back for another virtual hard hat tour. So welcome those of you that are joining us for the first time, although I think everyone's a repeat attendee. We're going to show you around and the progress that's taken place just in the last week. And every single week we have a ton of progress. We've talked about the silver lining of being shut down with COVID right now is that we're able to go 100% forward with construction, and we are certainly taking advantage of that. So a lot of exciting progress here in just the last week, and you can play along, participate at home. If you have any questions, comments, witty banter, go ahead and share it down below, and Janine will be keeping an eye on the questions.
Keeping an eye.
Yes. So that way we can feel like you are here with us.
Like you're right here. Well, did I tell you, on Saturday, I thought there was a ghosty experience. It ended up not. It was actually Tacoma Mechanical working, but I truly thought there was a ghost. But there's actually been sightings of a chicken ghost here. Okay. It keeps moving stuff. It is actually confirmed we have a poultrygeist. You're welcome. Stay tuned for more quality content on this virtual hard hat tour as we show you all the exciting construction updates of the week.
Yeah, it feels like you're starting to get your wings.
Exactly.
Yeah. Alrighty, so down here on the first floor, just to get your bearings, front doors are back behind you there. Don't mind the very messy lobby with all the construction stuff. So we're here on the first floor in the rear lobby. Just this past week, carpet got rolled up here, so if you take a look at all the rolls of carpet here, they got pulled up, getting ready for painting to start here on the first floor. All of the plaster work is now complete on the first floor. We've showed you over the last couple weeks all of the cove work up here, all of the textured walls, the patching, everything is now complete down here. So we're just getting stuff ready for them to hopefully start painting this week. So super excited to see that. It's been very dusty and construction zone, and aside from the carpet, the painting is going to be one of the very last steps here. So other thing, not a whole lot different in the bathrooms other than some of the door hardware. I'll let Janine show that off here.
So we've obviously talked about the doors having historical aspects that we've recycled from old, but we also reused the door hardware. So you can see it's got a lovely patina from 90 years of usage.
And then also on the inside as well. So again, we
didn't want to just come in and be like, let's scrap everything that's old, so let's start fresh. We really wanted to have these touches that have been part of the theater for 90 years, including the different architectural elements. We'll have the original signs that say ladies and men's. So while we're still going to have these brand new shiny bathrooms, there's going to be familiar touches from the old bathrooms, just not the ugly pink color and lack of amount of bathrooms. So the good parts, we kept them.
So you might notice some food service equipment sitting in the background here. We'll let Brandon get behind concessions and we'll show off what just started getting installed yesterday and today. Food service equipment behind the concession stands is going in, and we are super excited to see all of that. I don't know how many months ago we actually did this and planned it out, and so it's amazing to actually see it coming together. So we've talked about this before, that we've got 4 serving stations here on the main floor, and this was designed so that each station is almost exactly the same. So no matter which bartender we have at a station, that muscle memory of where everything is at is exactly the same. So do you want to kind of take people through what the different stuff is here under the bar?
I remember, we've booked a lot. So I think we showed this off last week. These are going to be our little cash drawers. Then sitting up top, we used them actually this past spring, was our new square readers. If any of you came in, want to pay with Apple Pay or with your chip, those are going to be nice and sleek and sexy to keep. We want to keep the bar as clean and fresh as possible. So that's going to be where the transaction happens when Runny goes. But then, and any volunteer can attest, we had basically a drink volunteer that would help run soda and everything, but like Alex said, each station is going to have its own stuff. So this is going to be our little ice chest. where we keep our wine bottles nice and cooled. Then, as we've talked about before, we're going to bring liquor in-house. This is our liquor rail, which has a locking top. So that was the major reason why we couldn't have liquor in-house before. We had nowhere to store it. We had nowhere to keep it under lock and key, which is obviously part of having a liquor license. So this, not only do we have storage and locking fridges and everything and backstock, but right here on the bar, we're able to lock that as well. Then we'll have a nice nifty, we'll have a soda gun. Again, if anyone who's volunteered on drinks and you have someone come up and go, yeah, I'll have 6 large Cokes, your heart starts to palpitate. It's because you have one line that does soda, and if you can just do Coke at once. Now we'll be able to have 4 different stations all running soda at the same time, as compared to having 2 stations run off of one soda machine. So that's going to make things very efficient. We have tons of storage for our candy, for our cups, all of that soft goods and stuff that you need just for, Brandon can show, look at all the storage, and it's not an old nasty cabinets. It's a nice, shiny, lockable again, and these doors can come off. So we can have this before show, at the end of the show, lock it up at the end of the day, at the start of the day, but then during show where you just want to quickly grab stuff, need it out because we're going to have, a sold out crowd, you can take that door off and again, try to make this as easy to move around as possible. And then we do have sinks. So say, oh, hey, I ordered a drink. No, actually I don't want a Sprite. I want a Coke. We can pour it right, keep going, as compared to having to go over to the hand washing sink. So again, trying to keep things quick and efficient when we have those large shows. And the only real thing that each concession to a pair will share is a garbage can. And we won't show you fully, but they will also share our beer pulls. So we're going to have those up hopefully next week. We don't want to show you till they're installed because they're really pretty, and seeing them in plastic bagging just won't do them justice. So
do you want to show off the under counter lighting?
Yeah, so you can see right under here we've got strip lighting. You can see it along the side here. But again, to be able to see what you're doing, to be able to see, okay, am I grabbing a Pinot Grigio? Am I grabbing a Chardonnay? These types of things are going to make it very easy for our bartenders to move quickly, to move efficiently, to not have to be searching for items while there's a line of patrons at each station. So it's just, we were really lucky to sit down with actually some bartending staff at Fatty's and said, hey, you're a bartender. What should we do? What would be the ideal layout? What would you like to see? What would be a stupid thing to do so we don't have a bartender back here going, why did you lay it out that way? So we were lucky because we're not professionals. We don't bartend. And so we actually reached out to bartenders and said, how would you like to see this design? What would make sense? So we're hoping we did a good job.
Yeah, and in addition to that, we talked to a bunch of other theaters.
Yes.
We've toured a bunch of other theaters, and actually this under-counter lighting was something we got from another theater that we toured, and they said, oh my God, this is amazing to have light under here, even though we're going to have other light in here. Really helps, cast more light under there. And you talked about, just service and stuff, but also from a cleaning aspect. You can't really hide anything under there, so it's going to be able to help keep things super
nice
clean.
and tidy.
So I think it was amazing. We have a great network with other historic theaters, and so it's been a great resource for us to, over the years, to be able to tour them. And again, as Janine said, much like with local bartenders, to talk to those other theaters and figure out what are you glad that you did and what do you wish you would have done. I'm sure there will still be things that we go like, I wish we would have done this differently. But I do feel pretty confident that we're going to be starting out with a really, really good setting, and hopefully this will serve its purpose for many, many years to come.
Yes, absolutely. And so, like Alex said, the theater industry on the whole is very, very accommodating with sharing secrets, sharing how they work, what they do. I was actually with dinner with a friend last night, and they're like, really? And I was like, yeah, like most theaters, if you reach out and say, hey, can we pick your brain on this? They're more than willing to share their ideas, what's worked. So we don't have to really invent the wheel every time a theater is going through a renovation, because there's so many of us across the country and more than willing to share what they've learned, which is a really nice industry to be a part of.
Yeah. Any questions so far?
Say, is there a rough idea on how customer lines will be? Any plans on how to keep people organized and cutting lines? Yes. So we do have 4 stations here. Boop, 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 boop. And we're definitely going to see how the flow goes. Is it going to be, are we going to have stanchions down? And it's obviously going to be very different how we run a concession stand at a movie with 100 and 150 people as compared to a Scotty Mercury with 1,400 people. So it's absolutely something that we're going to watch how the flow of traffic naturally goes and probably make adjustments based on that. Again, we've toured other theaters. The Chicago had kind of a looping line, and at the end of each stanchion, they had the menu. So you could be standing in line ordering. Ideas we just picked. Will we use it? We don't know. We'll kind of see how things go once we're open and having large crowds again and make adjustments based on that. But that's a good question, Michaela.
Yeah. Let's head into the back prep kitchen here. So along with the food service equipment that's coming in, we've been talking about over the last couple of tours this prep kitchen, what all is going in here. This is really going to help support our liquor license and expanded menu. And so some of the equipment that's starting to come in here, it's starting to make this room seem really small, but we are so excited to have our own ice machine. This has been such a long time coming. We've talked about it in previous weeks, but Brandon has been our one for years in charge of getting ice. We've typically, on average, sometimes he has to go and pick up about 50 bags of ice a week. For our shows, we have 3 different freezers hidden throughout the building.
Yeah.
So usually all of us as staff help bring in all the ice out of Brandon's car. We dolly it to the different freezers, try and make it fit. And then at shows for concessions, we were constantly bringing bags of ice out, hoping we don't run out. So it's been just a ton of work. It's not very efficient financially. So excited to have on site our own ice machine to make sure that we'll always have plenty of ice here, especially having our own liquor license now.
Yes.
We'll hopefully be going through ice a lot sooner. So.
How cool is that?
So
Very cool.
Cool.
Also in this room, just starting to get some of the other equipment in. There'll be some additional fridge capacity in here for back stock for bottles of wine. We've got a dishwasher that's going to be in here. There'll be a big stand-up fridge for bottles of water and other back stock for the concession stand. Tons of sinks in here, some countertop space for cutting and prepping, whether it's lime wedges for the bar, cleaning up utensils, other things like that. So really excited to have this space. The old concession stand was like a 2-compartment sink in the concession stand underneath a dark, crowded cabinet. So this is going to be such a huge improvement.
And if any of you volunteers recognize, this is what I was talking about. So someone ordered 6 large Cokes. This was it between 2 stations. But we are using this still. So why is it back here? Good question. I'm glad you asked. When you volunteer with us, you get to have soda and popcorn because we want to thank you and you get to enjoy the show. So during that, say there was a busy rush and you wanted to get your popcorn, enjoy the show, kind of a bad time to go behind concession stand and grab popcorn or a soda. We moved the old soda machine into this room. So say show started, a volunteer wants to come back here, grab something from their bag, have a drink, we'll have the soda machine back here. So again, it's not interfering with the patron experience. They aren't having to feel, well, I don't want to go and get my free soda because I'm just in the way, which you're not. But this makes it just so much easier and cleaner behind the scenes that you guys can really enjoy it. And then the patrons are none the wiser either. We get to have these great volunteers that help us out. And so does the least we can do to repay you guys. So it lives. It's here.
Soda or pop?
I know. I don't know
pop.
what changed, but I used to call it pop, and now I'm soda. I think I went down too far.
So
I went
what do
south
you call
about
it?
80.
Do you call it soda or pop? Comment below. And let
Yeah,
us know.
comment below.
We'll do a quick little, survey, see if it's the soda crowd or the pop
We're
crowd.
definitely in Illinois. You think it's
It's
north
pop.
of I-80, it's pop.
Right?
When I go down south, there's a lot of sodas. I don't know.
And then where does Sody Pop come in?
That's a good question. all relevant topics for this hard hat tour, guys. You're getting the latest scoop on the discussions that happen at the Egyptian Theater.
So we talked about last week.
We get a pop.
Pop.
We got a pop so far.
Yes, I'm voting.
2 pops.
I'm Team Pop.
Wade says stop. Wade, that's my husband. Look away from me.
So we talked about last week that the plaster work had moved upstairs here. They got this entire south wall textured. Again, there is a multi-step process here to put the base coat on the wall, and then they put this finish kind of skim coat on and do the actual texture. So they've got about a third or almost half of the room done. They've been working over this past week, continuing to cast the plaster mold. So they've got lined up against the wall, back over there, a bunch of these pieces ready to go. I think they said to finish off this room, they need about 35 of those 6-foot pieces to be able to do this room. So I don't know how many pieces they're up to, but as we talked about in previous tours, each one of those pieces takes about an hour to make. And so they just keep churning them out every single day, trying to get them all ready. And then I don't know if they'll do that yet this week or in the next week, start putting up the plaster cove, start finishing out the plaster in the expanded foyer here on the second floor. And then they have a lot of kind of repair work to do in the mezzanine between the ceiling, where new lights went in, some of the HVAC, around these new doorways that went in. So just a lot of work. They've got probably 3 weeks of work to do up here on the second floor, but certainly exciting to see that coming together.
Very much. So the consensus is heavily pop. I do have a liquid refreshment from my father-in-law. I have no idea where your son gets his wit, Paul. It's definitely from you. And Courtney says soda, and Michaela says both.
Oh.
Nice
so
little
it seems
poll
like
there.
Team Pop for the win for the thing?
Team Pop for the win.
Either way, you are welcome here at the Egyptian Theater.
To have a beverage of your choice.
But let's have Brandon head behind this concession stand. So again, we're on the second floor in the mezzanine, and food service equipment has been installed up here, as you can see. And much like we talked about on the first floor, how we wanted every station to be exactly the same, that comes right up here to the second floor. So even if you had to jump up here to the second floor, you don't have to fumble around and try and find where everything's at.
Yep, and that's we also did that for the patron experience. We talked to other theaters. We don't want to have, you wait in line at a long concession line, then you're like, oh hey, can I get a glass of wine? They're like, actually, that's at the upstairs concession stand. That'd be super frustrating. So at every location, you're going to be able to buy the same thing, which will make it nice and easy. Because we don't want you guys to have to walk around and be like, I just want a glass of wine. Where should I go? Every station will be exactly the same, whether you're buying or selling, which will be really nice.
And one of the things, we just found out this morning or last night, COVID related. It feels like every couple of days we get different,
which update?
different stuff from the state. We're constantly trying to keep up with it. We're monitoring it literally on a daily basis. And some of the most recent guidance that we've received from the state, it seems like in the beginning of phase 4, originally they said a max of 50 people. Now we're hearing that we might be able to have 50 people on the main floor and 50 people in the balcony if we have the same facilities available. So thankfully, as part of this expansion project, we now have bigger restrooms on the second floor, and for the first time, which we've never had up here, a permanent concession stand. So that means potentially, and we're starting to talk about it as staff later this summer, starting into this fall, that potentially we could start doing some movies where we could separate and have 50 people on the main floor, 50 people in the balcony. You're both going to have the same fantastic experience here, from brand new restrooms, brand new concessions. As Janine just pointed out, the exact same experience and offerings at both concession stands. So that is something prior to this project we would not have been able to do. And so absolutely kind of amazing timing that's coming out. So stay tuned. We're continuing to watch the guidance that comes out from the state. We talked about it before, but even though we may legally be allowed to open, we want to make sure that it is safe for not only you, but safe for our staff, our volunteers. And if we actually have a live show, we want to make sure that it's safe for the performers on stage. So we're in webinars, seems like at least twice a week, talking with colleagues all over the country. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that when we can welcome you back to your Egyptian theater, that is a safe, welcoming, fun experience. And we really appreciate your patience as we work through all of those hurdles And I'm sure the first couple of events that we do, there's going to be some bumps, and
Yep.
we're going to figure things out. And we know you guys are going to be great in supporting us, because not only do we want to have the doors back open, have the Egyptian thriving again, but we want to continue to be the living room for the community. And whether it's movies, live events, private events, whatever it is, we can't wait to be able to open our doors again. So stay tuned. We're continuing to monitor all that, and we definitely are making plans to be able to safely reopen, hopefully soon.
Yeah, and with that, once we are open, we will communicate, especially to those who do buy tickets.
We don't yet. So once we have those guidelines of here's what it's going to look like the minute you walk under our marquee, to you enjoy the movie, to you walk out, we want to give you guys as great of a picture, so when you walk in, you're not going, oh, I didn't expect them to do this, or I thought they'd be doing this instead. So we want to communicate clearly to you guys what the expectations are that we are putting forth as a venue, and what we hope you guys' expectations are. We heard a webinar today of we're entering a social contract. There's no real actual laws in here, but as a society, we just kind of always enter into societal contracts. So we want to, again, give you the best experience and give you guys the expectations of what you're going to experience when you come in here, because it's going to be a new normal. It's going to be a different experience than when it went 10 months ago, and that's fine. And we want to give you guys the best picture, so when you come here, you feel comfortable. You're like, I know what to expect. I know what's going to happen. So it's not as much of a shock, because it's 2020. Everything's a shock now. So we want to take off as much of that I'm not sure what to expect off you guys, so when you come here, you really feel cozy at it.
Yeah. So it does feel like we're starting to kind of get back out into the world. Last week on Thursday, the DeKalb Farmers Market opened for the 2020 season. If you don't know, the DeKalb Farmers Market is right across the street from the Egyptian Theater in the Van Buren Plaza. Super easy to find. A number of great produce vendors. There's coffee, olive oil,
hot dogs,
baked
tacos,
goods,
barbecue.
3 different food trucks.
Yeah.
So really awesome experience, and we were there. So of course it's
we
even
are
better.
there.
Do you want to talk about what we were setting up for?
Oh, we set up.
Yeah.
So normally we would have our live lunch music series that we have changed to just music series. It's a speaker. It's a great soundtrack though. So we decided we still wanted to bring some liveliness with social distancing in mind. So we are bringing out a speaker. But with that, we're also selling popcorn. Look at it. It's gorgeous. So we do have bags. It is freaking golden. We have popcorn for sale, and this week, for the first time, we will have kettle corn for sale. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So we're really excited to not offer those 2 things, but we'll also have all of our merchandise items. So we have the 2 short sleeve shirts, 1 in burgundy, 1 in navy blue. We have brand new commemorative posters that are 18 by 24 on really nice cardstock. We have our tumblers as well as our magnets, and we do have the flashlight tour shirt. It's similar to a shirt. It's so scary I can't even say it. So if you've been on the flashlight tour, or you just want to brag to your friends, like, yeah, no, I did it. They have a poltergeist. Buy the shirt. So we're there in Van Buren Plaza from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Thursday as part of the DeKalb Farmers Market. We take cash, we take card. We have those cool little stations I was talking about right out there. So Apple Pay, you can pay with your watch. So yeah, if you don't want to touch anything, wear your mask, come on out, pay with a phone or a watch or whatever, however you guys want to pay. We'll be there.
And if you can't make it to the farmers market, you can always check out our new merchandise shop online, shop 24/7. So middle of the night, if you want to be in your PJs and pick up some Egyptian Theater swag, you can do that. So head to EgyptianTheater.org, and what all can you get on there?
I said it. EgyptianTheater.org, you can still buy popcorn online. That is the thing we have added to our online merch store is popcorn, because we do have a pickup option. And if we have to make popcorn for you to come pick it up, I mean, it's going to be such a burden for us to have to eat popcorn in the middle of the week. So order popcorn, because we want to eat more of it.
Yeah, so let's talk about last Thursday. Let's do a little flashback here. Thursday, turning on the popcorn machines for the first time. And we still have our contractors in the building, and I think Brandon started doing the first batch up here, and within about 30 to 60 seconds, all the contractors in the building, I think, were up here going, what you
Yeah,
doing?
what you doing?
What you doing up here?
Smells like good times. We're like, yep, it does. It's popcorn.
Like, get any extras? So we can officially say, even though these are new machines, fantastic. We do not cut corners here. We made sure that we got good popcorn, we got the good salt, we got the good oil.
We got the goods. We got the goods.
All top notch here.
I've gone through a copious amount of floss since we started popping popcorn because it's delicious.
Yes, I can attest. I have had a few bites myself, a few bags, and it is fantastic. So we have always been
notch.
told, and I think we just kind of hold the badge of honor that we have the best movie theater popcorn in the county.
Yeah.
So you should come and check it out, whether you get it online through our website or come check us out at the Farmers Market. Again, Thursdays, that is open from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. All summer long.
We do have someone vouching that our kettle corn is legit. Kevin Nerad. He's the one who gave us the hookup.
Yes.
He's our kettle corn guy. Kettle corn Kevin. That's what he's known as. People call him that.
Ever since a kid.
Ever since a kid, there is kettle corn Kevin running down the street. And we have a congratulations to Mr. Presidente, the new president of the DeKalb County Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Oh,
Courtney
I'm assuming
says,
that's Courtney. Hello, Courtney. She hasn't fired me yet. So. Yes, one of many organizations that us as staff are involved in. I've been on the Convention and Visitors Bureau now for a couple of years. A really fantastic organization that promotes everything throughout DeKalb County. We as an attraction here in DeKalb County have been actively involved in that organization. And we're just so appreciative of everything they do to attract people to the theater, to our county, and really highlight all of the amazing things that the area has to offer. And even during COVID, there's been still a lot of things, whether it's outdoor restaurants, special drive-through opportunities. John and Mac Orchard has done some really fun stuff, as well as us. So thank you, Courtney, for tuning in, and check out the CVB website. Shameless plug.
well said, Mr.
Yes.
Presidente.
But what else is new? Any other questions we got there?
No, people are
No?
very excited for Kevin.
Okay. We'll have to get a special shirt for.
Just for those who are watching, Kevin is Alex's lovely father, who we love dearly, and he is known as Kettle Corn Kevin.
Yes.
We have to make him a shirt. Any other exciting updates?
You can follow updates on this project by going to lightscameradonate.org and follow along on the progress online. We announced just a couple weeks ago some additional grants that we've received.
Yes.
Happy to say some of those are continuing to progress nicely through the state. We are still waiting to find out from the state the exact dollar amount to be able to release some of that publicly as well as timeline-wise. So very excited, even during COVID, the amount of support that we continue to get. We continue to, we can't thank you guys enough from Give DeKalb County Day. Record-breaking, not only for the Egyptian Theater as well as for all the nonprofits that participated that day.
Yes.
But that was a huge help. And it's been really humbling to see the support continue to come in while we've been closed down due to COVID. So if you're able to support us, we ask that you go to lightscameradonate.org and you can make a donation online. Super easy to do that. And whether it's $5 or $50, $500 or more, every single dollar goes to help this project come to completion. Again, this is the first expansion project since the theater opened December of 1929. And we keep saying it, but it's true. This theater has made it through the Great Depression, World War II, 9/11, and everything in between. And we will get through this, but we need your help to make sure that this theater is just as vibrant and active as it was before COVID. And you can do that by supporting us online. As a nonprofit, we rely on your support, the generosity of the community to continue providing the programming and services that we do here.
Absolutely. Can I give a preview of the potential virtual groundbreaking with Secret Times?
Yes.
So,
Super
secret. We don't know when it's coming or where, but we're part of a virtual groundbreaking. So, south of County Ventis Project Ventis, which is a data company, data farm, database,
Data center.
data center. We were very excited last week to be selected to be in their virtual groundbreaking video. And guys, this is gonna be really exciting. We can't tell you anything else, and we really don't know anything else. But when it comes out, we can't wait to be a part of it. Your Egyptian theater is gonna look cute, because there's parts of the theater that don't look cute right now. So we were able to pull together a beautiful auditorium shot, and we cannot wait to share this video with you. We can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Because
we have not seen it yet.
we have not seen it.
But they took a lot of footage.
They did.
There was an interview on our stage here. And so really exciting that when they started kind of looking throughout the city of DeKalb, they said the Egyptian Theater was one of the very first things that popped up on their radar, and they absolutely wanted to come here and make sure that the Egyptian Theater was part of that.
Absolutely.
So it's awesome to see such growth and excitement coming to our community.
Yep.
And we're just thrilled to be a part of that.
And the fact that they took the time to say, we chose DeKalb for its elements. We liked what you guys had. We liked the historical aspects. We liked the green energy and all these different things that, you know, as a townie, sometimes you're like, yeah, I guess, I mean, yeah, we're cool. We like it. And so to have an outsider come in and say, no, that's why we chose you guys. That's why we like you. So we can't wait to see it. The minute it's out, we will share it across everything we can. But I just wanted to give you guys a little preview that you're going to see a familiar space and a pretty exciting
Coming soon.
virtual groundbreaking. Coming soon. We don't know when. Hopefully tomorrow, because we're getting anxious.
But we can guarantee you that the moment we see it, Janine here is going to be sharing it with you. So.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So that's our kind of the wrap for the updates. Primarily food service happening. Can't wait for the painting to get underway here. Plasterwork finishing up. So very exciting stuff. Stay tuned again on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram every single day. Almost. We're posting little updates here and there of what's going on. So we can't thank you enough for joining us for another virtual Hard Hat tour. We will be back here again live next Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. live here on Facebook and showing you what's taking place. So have a wonderful night, and we will see you next Tuesday.
See you next week.